discuss this now. Thank you so much for joining me at this point.
Thank you for having me.
So let's look at this now. First of all, the state of emergency. I would like to get your own take on this declaration by the president recently.
Thank you, Nigerians. I don't see an aberration in the state of emergency. Why? Because the president cited Section 305 of the Constitution, and the president had already mediated with all the parties twice. Go and resolve, let the state move forward. The governor refused, and that's why we have the anarchy today. So for me, I think it's a way forward for the state to move forward, salaries be paid to individuals, and likewise, Rivers State should have peace. If you are fighting the hand that has fed you, and they're saying to you, let us govern, you cannot continue to fight for 2 years of your governance. Half of your tenure is almost going, and so you have half of it. What are you doing? And this is your first time as a greyhound to govern. I think it's best for you to stoop to conquer, rather than face all odds and say that this is the way you're going to go. And so the president has the heart to suppress anarchy. You can see what happened with the bombing. That's not good for us. It's not good for the economy. It's not good for the whole of Nigeria, because we rely on crude oil. So there has to be some form of sanity. And that is why it had to invoke that part of the Constitution, which, if you remember, if you are looking at precedent, Obasanjo and Atiku did that in their time with Ekiti State and Plateau State. So the reality is that 6 months is given, it was not removed, it was suspended so that there can be a stability in Rivers State. So by the time you come back, all factions would have met and agreed to the way forward for Rivers State people.
Some people are interpreting this as the president trying to strengthen his grip on Rivers State, looking at the politics around that area.
I don't think that is the case. Okay. Because the reality is that we all saw the president call the factions to the presidency and discuss with them as a father of all. So you cannot say, we can't be partisan and be biased in the issue of Nigeria. We have to be patriotic. You have spoken, the judiciary has spoken. This is the law of the land. Follow it.
Okay, so let's moving forward. Look at the constitution of the opposition coalition. You just watched the report by our senior reporter Habib Alawal on this development. What's your say?
I'm a member of the opposition. Okay, I'm two-time candidate of Accord Party in Oyo State. For me, I can't be part of that coalition.
Why?
Because I don't believe the individuals that form the coalition. Atiku Abubakar, as a person, has governed Nigeria before. He was the one concerned with managing the economy.
Okay.
Under Atiku Abubakar, we lost all our assets. So gross mismanagement took place. El-Rufai was the chairman of BPE, ironically, at that time. So if El-Rufai could not advise Atiku Abubakar and Obasanjo that the assets of Nigeria, because I'm an accountant, you can't sell off all your assets and say you want to develop or produce. That's why we're not producing, we're not productive, because we don't have any assets. If I'm a businessman, I want to do business, for instance, and I go to the bank, they will ask me for a collateral to borrow money to do my business. Nigeria does not have any collateral anymore. That is why you see that Buhari had to cede crude oil future production to loans before he left. And that's why we are here today. So the president is grasping and trying to rejig the economy. Whereas they were the ones that created the quagmire about 20 years ago. If you sold all your assets, including the smelting plant, do you understand that we actualized this smelting plant with 3.2 billion. You sold it at $130 million. That is a difference of about 2 point. That's not good. Okay. So those kind of people, I can't work with them because they are not patriotic. There is not the heart of Nigeria or the development of Nigeria that concerns them. Because El-Rufai should have told Atiku and Obasanjo at that time, why don't you keep 40 to 50% of our assets and sell 50%? That's how it's done anywhere else in the world. You can't go anywhere else in the world and see that people sell off their assets. Then you are nothing. That's why you have a downfall in the dollar.
So you think that this, do you think this coalition is dead on arrival?
Of course, for me. If I am part of the opposition and I'm telling you I'm not going to join it, the individuals there, they are not reliable for me to join them. Because I believe that I don't want to use the word. Okay? If you permit me, they don't love Nigeria and they don't love Nigerians.
So you also subscribe to the ideology by Chief Bode George that the coalition is born out of selfishness.
If Bode George can say that and is a member of PDP, what else would I say? It is selfishness. Okay, you have not been given a minister. You leave the party that you founded. Does that show commitment? They gave you opportunity in PDP. You were BP chairman, you were a minister, FCT, and you now joined a coalition of patriotic Nigerians in 2015. You took power. They gave you opportunities. You became a governor of Kaduna State. If you are so good, were you able to deliver Kaduna State?
Well, it is said that we do not have viable opposition in Nigeria. Shouldn't this be part of plans to create one viable opposition that can
not
wrestle
with
power
these
with
individuals? It's not going to work with them. They have the track record. You see, Nigerians are no more blind. We can't follow people blindly. It's our own time to think and introspect. So if it's my time and you have wasted 20 years of my time governing and I've seen what you're capable of doing, I would tell you, sorry, give me opportunity as an opposition member to make a change, not with such individuals. Nigeria was working perfectly. You will not tell me that you have a headache as an individual and the next thing to cure the headache is to cut off your head. That means you're no more existent. And so that's where we were driven to before they left. So if this government that you are saying, I'm not part of APC, but if this government that you are saying is not so good can start to make things right. Obasanjo in his time and Atiku, they were the ones that privatized all the refineries. If Musa Yar'Adua did not buy it back, would we have refineries to fix today? They said categorically that they are moribund and it's not going to work. But we have today. Fantastic. So let us face reality. This is our own country. This is Nigeria and we are Nigerians. So let's work hard and smart and make it work. That's my own belief.
All right. Thank you so much for talking to us on this development. Of course, we'll have you talk to us more in subsequent bulletins.
Pleasure is mine always.
Thank you so much for giving us your updates.
Thank you for having me.
Of course, we had Accord Party Chieftain Saheed Ajadi joining me to have this discussion. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thanks a lot.